ladies and gents, welcome back to Cabra Bowls for the very first ever New South Wales versus Queensland Para Test Series. It's session 2 of Test 1. We've got the women's pairs up now. They're just playing their second trial end at the moment. So what we'll do is we'll bring up the team list for you. So Test 1, Session 2, our live stream game is women's pairs. Kathleen, Wilton and Carolyn Nelson representing the KENO New South Wales Blues. They're taking on Louise, Hoskins and Cheryl Lindfield from Queensland. The other two rinks being played in this women's test series, women's pairs in the middle, Gail Schultz and Simone Smith taking on Trish Spicer and Caitlin Smith, while a women's singles game, Christine Constable takes on Serena Bonnell. In the men's side of things, the men's pairs, we have two men's pairs playing as well. Ryan Wood and Aaron Kelly take on Wesley Brown and Clive Williams. In the second pairs clash, it's Michael Vassallo and Jimmy Reynolds. They're taking on Brett Sellers and Tony Bonnell. And a big clash in the men's singles, Anthony Brown takes on Damien Delgado. So we are live here at Cabra Bowls. We're just about halfway through the trial end, remaining to be played. And there is a big thanks to Cabra Bowls for their wonderful support. And just a reminder that at the moment the state mixed pairs qualifying entries now open. Jump on the Bowls New South Wales website, point your mouse at events from the drop-down State Championships mixed pairs. You'll be able to click on a link there to take you straight to the entry point, which you need to be logged into your personal account of BowlsLink to access. So log into BowlsLink, then go to the Bowls New South Wales website and click through the events to the link. That'll take you through to mixed pairs. Alternatively, you can click on competitions and then click available. Search by... The easiest way, I think, is to click on filters and then search by Bowls New South Wales NSW, and that'll take you into the mixed pairs. So we've just halfway through the second trial end. Just hit start a little bit too early, so I've got a little bit of time to fill. We did see some fantastic results from the first half. We saw the men's triples end up 14 shots apiece. In the pairs, it was New South Wales 17-8. So the men, 1.5 rinks to half for New South Wales. In the women's pairs and triples, well, New South Wales a 16-10 victory in the triples, and in the pairs, 4 shots scored on the last end by New South Wales to catapult them to a 13-12 victory. So the New South Wales Blues, the KENO New South Wales Blues, claimed victory in both rinks in the women's, and a win and a draw for the Blues in the men's. So great start for the Blues. And we are now just about to get underway. We've got a couple of bowls left to go. And we will have a couple of hot shots at our socials throughout the day. So we've got a few replays from our first game that'll come on board. We might even see an Aaron Kelly masterclass like the one we're about to see, the shot to draw to save the Blues a victory. That draw gave the Blues, well, the tie anyway. So we've just got to wait for the time signal for the players to start. We do have a 2-hour time limit, 3 bowls per player, 15 ends to be played, or the time limit, whichever comes first. We have the respot in place for these games, and there goes the hooter. So we are underway with the second session of the first test. There's Louise Hoskins delivering the jack for our opening end. I hope we're in for as crackingly good game as we had in our first session this morning, the men's triples. If you didn't see it, it's well worth going back and having another look. Sensational game, great contest. The Blues got out to a 10-4 lead, only to see the Queenslanders not only catch up, but go out to a 14-11 lead. Before the Blues clawed their way back, picked up a 14-10 lead actually. They picked up a 2 and a 1, a 14-11, picked up a 2 and then a 1 to tie the game up. Great start from the Blues. Kathleen Wilton, what a cracking opening bowl. Well, that one's sat the shot bowl out. We'll have to get the message out to Cheryl not to park herself right on the centre line. The men's triples this morning were pretty much sensational. One minor indiscretion from one of the Maroons who wandered onto the bank in front of the camera. Didn't realise, but Kathleen just wants this to hold on. She's going to fade underneath, just roll the Queensland bowl a little closer. Chance for Louise to draw round the back. Slightly under the line. I think she wants to come in through that gap. There you can see that indication from Kaz. Reach in. Here's a chance just to get a feather off the outside one and run in, or a stop on them. Can also get her own bowl over, and that's a good result. Second shot at least, but it also gives Carolyn Nelson the opportunity to play down on that backhand onto the bowl. Couple of results available there, but of course Cheryl Lindfield has first crack at it, so she might stop that in its tracks anyway. Cheryl, I don't think she can play the ditch side. I think she'll have to come around this angle. She might want to finish somewhere around about here. The danger if she promotes that their own bowl can turn it onto the jack. So she is playing the forehand side. Very tight line though. Just got to flick the Blues bowl further back. So All the blues at the back along the centre line. Carolyn Nelson's going to play that forehand side. She might be just looking for a roll out of the shot bowl. Oh, what a result. Just crashes into the closest blues bowl, turns it out. Kaz, I think she'll need to play the backhand now. Plenty of opportunities on that hand for a bit of contact. Can turn the shot bowl onto the jack, turn it back straight down the centre line. Chance here for Queensland. I think they can play a very similar shot. Just on that backhand play to try and, well, she's going to stick with the forehand side. Cover at the back would be ideal. Yeah, good effort. Title line here from Kaz Nelson. Wants the inside flick onto the jack. Got the jack across, but I don't think she stayed with it long enough. It might still be 1 or 2 to Queensland, maybe even 3. We're having a close look. The assistant will get the measure out for us. Oh, it was 1 finger in the air, but I think it is actually 3 shots was the signal. Made the symbol of a 3, and it certainly looked like a 3. So that's what I will put on the board for our opening end. Queensland 3, New South Wales 0, 1 end played. Women's pairs, 15 ends to play, 2-hour time limit. We have a respot in place as well, so not quite no dead ends, but close enough. No dead ends as a result of a valid jack movement, as a result of the jack being set in motion. So in technical terms, if the jack is set in motion by play and passes outside the boundaries of the rink or over the face of the bank or rebounds to a distance of less than 18 metres, the end is not dead, but the jack is respotted at the tee and play continues. Kathleen Wilton. And we are playing 3 bowl pairs. Pretty much a necessity in para disciplines. Just reduces the amount of walking from the traditional Aussie 2x2x2x2. And very good bowl from Louise Hoskins. Really want to get one very close here. Want to make sure you just arrive, give yourself a chance to tap that shot bowl. Ideally, but if you just miss and finish in behind, you get excellent position and a good second shot. It's all about giving them chances. Well, she's turned her own up a little, not too bad. Looking to add some icing here, and Louise as well would want to finish just in behind that jack, try and get some cover if it is tapped. She has the bowl that's catching. She's falling a little short though. Kathleen, very tight line, wants to get her own bowl. She's just going to flick off the Queensland bowl, push it a little closer, so 2 to Queensland as this head stands. Queensland need to get 2 wins in the women's disciplines to tie the test up. Well, 3 wins actually. There's 3 matches in play. So the win for both sides is still available. The Blues, 1 victory will get them a 3-2 win in the test. An overall draw possible in the men's. A win and a draw, good enough for the men to take the test for Blues. Queensland need to win more than 2. It's 1.5 to a half at the moment. So 2-1 to Queensland will take it at 2.5 all. Well pointed. Queensland holding 4. Kaz Nelson might need to just play with a little bit of positivity here. Try and make sure that she's up to these bowls. This second bowl might have been one to just try something a little different. As it is, she's just going to flick off the Queensland bowl and just go out of the head. Cheryl Lindfield. Wants to get around that one, and she has. Going to finish in behind. Don't think that counts. There's no real result here for Kaz. Just needs to cut this down. Don't mind the positivity. That probably should have been with the previous bowl. That Tight line though, she's going to miss the light. I think that'll be 4 shots, no doubt at all. It's 4 to Queensland. So they're off to a very good start. So medium to medium short end. Louise Hoskins, which will get first use of the mat on this third end. And it's a pretty good start as well. Kathleen Wilton, maybe a bit of nerves here. Good start. Her first test for the Blues. Change in partners. Changing end of the green. Might play just a little differently on this end of the green. Be very similar. A different rink. Had a little break after the last. Got to come back and refocus. Queenslanders, well, they're off to a fantastic start. The Blues, not quite so. 7-0. They do have 13 ends to catch up, though. Don't need to panic, just need to accept that you're 7-0 down and try and claw back, set some little mini goals like win this next end and then win another end. Win 3 of the next 4. Just try and set yourself up the chance to win it in the last couple of ends. By all means, take your opportunities if they come, but Louise, pretty well down here, going to get in between the two Blues bowls. Kathleen Wilton gets the indication there from Carolyn Nelson where Jack High is, just needs to come inside. Beat the Queenslanders bowl, the right green. It's a little behind Jack High, so it's a nice draw shot in on that side. Just under the line, weight is pretty good, but it's just going to turn away now. And it is a little bit warmer outside than it has been over the last few weeks. Quite warm yesterday. Find that the bit of moisture that was in the ground from last night's rain would be drying out. The green would be just starting to pick up a little bit of pace. Conditions would have changed a fair bit from 8:45, first ends this morning. Just a little wider, a little quicker. I might get a luck here. Going to punch her teammate's bowl a little closer. Do think that means Kaz probably going to have to play backhand here. A little bit of traffic on that forehand side. She's drawing down on that backhand. That looks like good grass to me. Kathleen's certainly interested. And the grass line is superb. Just hasn't quite got the speed. Just needs to beat her own. Well, it's going to be into the Blues bowls at the back. Matches the Queensland and now has a couple there in between the Kathleen Wilton bowls. Kaz needs a metre and a bit. Just slightly overcooked this one. I'll just split the opening two efforts for Cheryl Lindfield, and she'll just about have a toucher. This one's just going to hang a little on the wide side, be close to counting as well. Big bowl here for Carolyn Nelson. She really wants to get one in here. Just get the Blues underway. Oh, I don't know about changing hands there. It's a good thing though, if you're coming that handy, you do turn the front bowl. You're likely to at least stay for second. Wants to miss it now and just hold on that line close to second shot. Oh, I think she's still one down. Might have been two. Not really sure here. Should have put the one on to start with. We might need to adjust that. It was two. So 3 ends in, it's 9-0 to Queensland. It's 9-0 to Queensland on the adjacent rink as well. So big start for the Queenslanders. They need to win all 3 afternoon rinks to take the test, and they're 9-0 up in 2 of the contests. So just trying to salvage 1 rank win here. At worst, you want to draw. The test is going to be split. Don't panic, just keep fighting in for that position. It's a pretty good start for both leads. Well, Louise gets the little knock, knocks it sideways, so make sure it's 1. Kathleen Wilton, forehand draw. Wants this to turn back to the jack. Pretty good effort. Falls in behind. So Kathleen just looking to draw similar to her previous bowl. Carolyn just giving an indication to Jack high. She can get a little trail here around the corner. Make 3. It is on a slightly tight line though. Oh, the line was actually good for the trail shot, just didn't quite send it. I do think Cheryl Lindfield should probably try and draw in this side. Ideally, you'd be coming down and drawing to that bowl. But nevertheless, any bowl in that area is going to cut down the danger, because you can almost guarantee that Carolyn would be trying to draw in there. Little trail of Jack would make 3. She's playing that backhand side. And what a bowl. Drawn the shot. Hasn't cut the trail off, but has drawn a very good shot. Kaz. Can play a confident draw. Wants this one to swing back. Oh, very good effort. Just out of the count. Sticks with that backhand side. Ideally would put a foot, 30 centimetres of weight on her previous bowl, but dropped it short. Now there is a chance for Carolyn to still play underneath that bowl, just overdraw, try and just get a little tickle on that Jack round the corner. Would make a very welcome count. They are 9-0 down. Carolyn Nelson to just play slightly over the draw shot. Come in here. That Jack needs to come back to there to make 3 or 4. What they seem to be looking at is to come with a bit of weight through here. Get some contact on that bowl and spring the Jack. Because there are 3 New South Wales bowls sitting there. But that bowl there is against them. That's Queensland's closest. At the back. That one there is 1 shot. That one there is 2. She is playing the forehand, so she looks to be just playing that slightly over the draw. Try and turn down to the Jack. Not going to get back quickly enough and run through. Just a fraction too much weight. So it's at least one to Queensland, and they're going to march even further ahead on this rink. Well, didn't see the indication, so... Was the one, 10-0 to Queensland. So 4 ends played, and it's the Maroons in charge on this rink. You can see from the scores in the background that the Maroons also doing well on the next rink across. Our wonderful Dean has updated scores on our rolling scoreboard, so you can see some scores coming through on that scoreboard below our main. Louise will just open the door a little bit here for Kathleen. Kathleen's going to draw. That'll count. In behind, good opener. So far, the Queenslanders have had all the running though in this rink. Time for the Blues to fight back. Louise just going to hang wide with that one, so chance for Kathleen to add another. Carolyn indicating jack high. Played this fairly well. Wants it to keep going down to the jack. Yep, that'll be 2 shots to Blues at this stage. Louise needs an answer with this one. Her last bowl of end number 5. Looks a better line than her second effort. It's coming in quite nicely. That'll be second shot anyway. Kathleen, continue with the line of the previous. Just add a little bit of weight on there. Only thing you don't want to do is slice the jack straight down the line. Draw inside that last bowl of Louise's is fantastic. It's on a pretty good line to draw in and covers it up. That's pretty good actually. That's 2 shots. Very well played. Well, picture of concentration there for Cheryl Lindfield. Trying to apply a little bit of weight through the Blues bowls. Just slightly underdone the grass and has come sailing through. Carolyn Nelson, she'll play the backhand. Just looking to beat the green bowl. Just slightly off the centre behind the jack. Lovely draw shot in there. Just don't add to the target. It'd be the ideal. Kathleen has, if not the best, back the second best. Unfortunately, Kaz, decent line, just hasn't quite sent that one. Another chance for Cheryl. No real change here. She probably would play the same bowl, attempt to play the same shot. A little bit more grass on this. Certainly has Louise's interest. She's going to collect Louise's bowl. So that's a little bit of traffic on that backhand side now. Don't know whether Kaz will change over. I'm just going to keep going that way. Really does want to get down and cover that back green bowl now. It's got past her own, and well, that's pretty good too. It's covered up the hole somewhat, so just make it a little harder to visualise that shot for Cheryl Lindfield. It is still available though. She can afford to reach up, just overweight, try and get the inside of her own bowl. If she chunks off that, come across and win, or just split that gap perfectly, get Kathleen's bowl on the inside, get the jack. I think she might have just underdone the line here, on track to just fade through. Gets the edge of Kathleen's and runs out. So here's a nice draw for Carolyn Nelson. Nothing left for Queensland. She just needs to add another shot. Do think she's close to 3 already. Oh, I don't know. She's going to try and play the forehand side. I would prefer to see just play that same bowl she played previously. That's what she was lining up, and now there's just a bit of doubt in the mind. I was just asking what the distances are. Don't really want to touch that jack at all. Yeah, do prefer that shot. Land your own bowls, you count. Do get that green one on the inside there, you should be okay. You're only just trying to just make sure you arrive, not trying to change this head up at all. Just wants to miss your own or get a big piece of it and push it in. Well, that may be enough. I don't think so though. Be couple taken out to start with, and then we'll have a look at the other two. Maybe worth a measure. And we will get our assistant in to do the measure for us. Oh, they're just kicking them back. So 3 it was to New South Wales. Well, Kathleen just a little off with her first bowl there. Just opens the door for Louise to jump on and claim the advantage early. Going to be a fair start from Louise. Kathleen will need just a bit of correction with her second bowl. Now trailing 10-3. Very important to try and just win a couple of ends in a row and claw back that gap. Much better line from Kathleen this time. Very close. Well, I think she's drawn shot. Well done. Louise, plenty of room here, and the advantage that she has got the bowl slightly behind, so a trail is good. Has given this plenty of width. Good home, though. Well, I think the indication from Carolyn Nelson then was 2 down, so Kathleen just needs to add 30 centimetres or so to a previous bowl. Love to finish jack high. Resting toucher would be ideal. Drawn the shot this time. Very good bowl. Kathleen Wilton. So, Louise Hoskins here, backhand draw. Can afford to be positive with this. Little trail is very good for her. Sit shot bowl is also excellent. Just needs to hold its line. It's going to chunk off Kathleen Wilton's bowl. Kathleen still holding one. Gives them a much bigger view of the jack, though. Just pushed it off the centre line a little. So Queensland has got 3 seconds. Kathleen holding one shot. So Carolyn Nelson will have to decide which side of the green she wants to play. She's got both sides with options. She can draw forehand inside the Queensland bowl. Gets her own bowl overs okay, but I think she's going to go, well, looks like she's lined up on that backhand side rather than forehand. And yes, backhand draw. Little tuck around the corner is good, hides it behind their own bowl. Carolyn Nelson trying to draw down, wants a piece of that jack after Cheryl Lindfield upset the apple cart for the Blues. Turned it out to make a couple of shots, maybe even 4. Danger is if you're trying to push that through and you miss, do give a chance for these ladies to capitalise with a big count. So it's going to the back. Just wonder whether Kaz might be better off just to try and draw a second shot here. Take a lump. Do get it, you make a couple, but you miss. Could be a few down. Certainly not as aggressive with the weight on this one. Oh, wants to get back. Oh, it'll be second shot anyway. Very good bowl from Carolyn Nelson. That took a little bit of pain away. Well, just a dead forehand draw here. Don't really want to take any danger. You're up 10-3. Can't play backhand in my opinion, because if you're a little bit heavy and you do just thump onto Carolyn's bowl, you could turn your own out. You'd have to be quite heavy to do it, but probably better off just to play the forehand. Make sure you stay wide, get inside your own. If you do come back a little further than you expect, you can draw a shot. No prizes for outrageous efforts here. You're up 10-3. Just try and make it 11-3, 12-3 even. Your rink next door, they're killing it, so that'll make sure you win the 2 rinks. And then hope the third one can get you home for the test win. has given this plenty of width, so nice safe line. One more to Queensland. And they're streaking away with this game. Queensland up 11-3 and we played 6 ends. 9 to go. Our conditions of play are 15 ends of 3-bowl pairs within our 2-hour time limit. If we do hit the expiration of time, an end that has been started shall be completed, but no further ends commenced after the signal of the expiration of time. We do have a respot rule in place, which means that if a jack is set in motion and goes out of bounds or rebounds to a distance of less than 18 metres, then it's not a dead end, but the jack is respotted at the tee. It's a very good start from Louise Hoskins. Kathleen Wilton pretty well pointed as well. That's close for shot. I think it's just out. Very good weight. Just held its line a little more than Kathleen thought it would. So good position though. Chance for Louise though to stay on that backhand side, draw inside that last Kathleen Wilton bowl. Little touches, not going to hurt her there. It's going to take it away from Kathleen and towards her own. But very good attempt. Just going to pull up a little short. For safety here, I think they're going to switch it over to the forehand side. A couple of options there. You can draw down to your own bowls on the right, so a little touch, but if you're just a little bit long, you sit the shot. And of course, you are playing the clear air towards the jack as well. Nothing to run into on that side. Good effort from Kathleen. She's just going to turn a little more than she expected, so do you think there is a slight difference in these two hands? Just a bit tighter in the shadow of the clubhouse on the the right of screen as you're looking at it now. That is slightly tighter hand. Not much difference at all though. This green, very good, very reliable. We did have fair bit of rain overnight, and unfortunately there's a fair bit of rain predicted in the next 36 hours or so. Mostly not until tonight, but the chance of some heavy falls tomorrow. So if that's the case, we might be coming to you from the covered carpet green here at Cabramatta tomorrow. Hopefully we'll be able to continue on this fantastic Tiff Dwarf surface, but great to be at a venue that has the option to continue if the weather is somewhat less than favourable. As we cross over now, I do think Kathleen may have just snuck in with that bowl there. I think that's number 1, Kathleen's. Chance here though for Cheryl Lindfield to draw to that bowl. Slightly tight line. Is there a bit of a little bit of love there? Well, she's got the nice little slide on. When you're in front, they run with you, and that one, well, bit of luck. But she was around about the right weight and gave it a chance. Kaz just needs to keep plugging away. She needs to give this bowl a chance. A little bit of aggressive line. Once this bowl cleans, just going to go under the line. just got the flick of it, didn't really move it anywhere, might have shuffled it slightly sideways. A little unlucky in one way, wanted a bigger piece, but Cheryl now, she needs to capitalise on the little bit of luck from previously. Switch to hand. Just going to hang out there. Gets the crash on the shorter bowls. Didn't come into play. Well, I don't see any reason for Carolyn to change her shot here. Just give it slightly wider line and you'll get that bowl clean. That's going to hold. Wants to hole and get the green bowl. Well, that's not a bad result at all. Still 1 to Queensland, but it's now got a ring of New South Wales bowls around it. Huge one here for Cheryl Lindfield to add another one in just to take away the danger. At the moment, there's a decent count on offer for Carolyn Nelson if she can remove Cheryl's bowl. So she needs to add another one in there just to mitigate that danger. It's not too badly pointed. Is it going to hold on and get there? No, it's not. So Carolyn Nelson, can you rip that bowl out clean? She's just going to take a little settle. Going to have a chat with the coach. What do we do? Now, talking to Coach Wes. You had 2 cracks at it. Have another one. Well, it's slightly tighter line than her last bowl. Can she get that bowl clean? Got it! Brilliant bowl, Carolyn Nelson. Might have made 3. Just didn't quite get it completely through the hole, but what a bowl. It is 3 to New South Wales. So 11-3 becomes 11-6. All of a sudden, it's a little bit tighter. Great effort, Carolyn Nelson. Watch that one again on replay. Nice little inside-out shot, cutting the line. Just gets that bowl on the right half to push it a long way through. Makes a 3. I don't know if the back ones could have come in, but nevertheless, that is a great result for the Blues. Now they need to just double down, win this end, back it up. Do apologise, we lost a bit of sound there for a sec. I've fixed that technical glitch. Good result there for Queensland, stretching that lead out to 13-6. So the Maroons in good position just after halfway through this match. They are leading 13-6 on this rink, well in control on the adjacent rink, and very tight on the third. Remembering that the Blues did win the 2 rubbers in the opening session of this test. So 5 matches in this test match to win. You need to win half of them. So Blues need to win 1. Queensland need to win all 3 of the rubbers in this second session to take the victory. Kathleen just not quite got the rhythm she'd like at the moment. I do think the Queenslanders deserved leaders at the moment. They've just played the better bowls, just taken advantage a few times of their position in the head. It's bowls like this that have set them up. They've just been getting that few more in the head, really giving them the advantage at this point. Kathleen needs fairly big correction on weight on this one. The line was excellent. No real step forward in the delivery for Kathleen. I'm not sure that she's physically capable of really getting that step forward. Louise looks to be on a decent line again. Wants to just come inside her own down to the shot bowls. Going to sit on her second. I'd say she's holding 2. Carolyn just gives indication of Jack high to Kathleen. We do have the teams changing around every session and playing different formats and with different people. So hard to settle into a complete rhythm here. You've got to change rinks, change partners. Queenslanders have come out firing in this game and next door. Women's pairs slightly in front on the other of the rinks. Cheryl Lindfield. Well, she's looking to come around Kathleen Wilton's bowls just to pop down to the head. She's not got around it though and promoted it. No real damage. It hasn't brought it up enough to come into the count. Maybe New South Wales' closest bowl now though. Carolyn, she wants to draw round Kathleen's bowls with about an extra metre above them. Room to draw. She's under the line. Will need a little bit of love, but no, she hasn't got the speed either. Grass line may not have ended up too bad with the right weight, but slightly overcast day here at Cabramatta. Not expecting any shower activity throughout the day. Possible bit of rain throughout the day, but not expecting any real activity until after 5 or 6 o'clock. Bomb says it's 23.6, feels like 22.7, so quite pleasant conditions out there. Not a lot of wind. Not too hot. Not the ideal conditions for bowls. Well, Carolyn, she's run her own up. It's probably still going to be 3 down, though. Just a reminder, we will start our second test this afternoon. The first session of the second test scheduled to start at 2:30 p.m. after the players have a bit of lunch. And we'll be featuring men's pairs on our stream this afternoon. Anthony Brown and Ryan Wood taking on Brett Sellers and Damien Delgado. Damien played absolute fantastic bowls this morning and is on fire in the singles. He's got a healthy lead. Serena Bonnell also a healthy lead in the singles. Score flashing up on your screen under our main scoreboard. So if the Blues can win one rink in the men's, they'll know that the worst result they can have is a tie in the test. The women, they'll seal the test with a victory. Because one win and one draw this morning for the Blues in the men's series. 14 all in the triples. A fantastic game. You can go back and re-watch that one. Men's pairs had a victory. Women's had a victory in the triples. And 3 behind playing the last end in the women's pairs. They manufactured a 4 to win 13-12 and win both rubbers in the first session of the first test. Carolyn Nelson down a few, trying to work out how to negotiate this pack to get a shot. Not a lot going for them. Do you think these 3 bowls all count? Perhaps someone like an Aaron Tees or a booming driver might try and come down and punch that one and get rid of all 3. But I don't know if Kaz has got that pace. She might be better off just to try and play a little bit of a reach to there. Really, you're just trying to get to those bowls with that sort of weight. If you're a bit tight, you promote that one up. Otherwise, you just try to sit that bowl through. Well, she's playing the backhand. Might be trying to turn her own up, but so many times we've seen a little bit of weight on that backhand and just stay wide. And it's another 3 shots to Queensland. They're really getting in control of this rink, unfortunately for the Blues. But if you're a Maroons fan, you're probably ecstatic by that result. So, we've played 9 ends of our 15. The pressure's on the third rink in the pairs. The singles looks pretty much set to be Queensland with a 19-2 lead on the adjacent rink. And this series last hit out for the Blues before we name the 3 players to represent New South Wales, 3 men, 3 women, in the National Championships, be held in November in Tasmania. We have an interstate series next week. New South Wales versus Queensland, men, women, senior men and women. That's to be played at Tweed Heads. Bowls Queensland. We'll organise any live stream of that one, so keep an eye on BQ, socials and website to see any promotion of that one. We will be live again tomorrow, 8:45, 11:15 and 2:30 are our scheduled times. The second half of Test 2, which we will be playing at 2:30 this afternoon, first session, and then both matches in both sessions of the third Test. We'll definitely be live tomorrow, even though there are some forecast showers, because we will use the undercover artificial green here at Cabramatta as needed. And we'll also be live coming to you on a special partnership with Club Dubbo for the City of Dubbo International Fours, starting in 2 weeks' time. Good bowl from Kathleen Wilton. She draws the shot. Ten shots behind, 6 ends to play, so it's not out of the realms of possibility to stage a fight back, but the Blues, they really can't afford to concede too many more shots. They need to fight back now, edge this gap back down towards 0 as we close in on in 15. And any more shots that are conceded just makes that so much more difficult. Backhand draw for Cheryl Lindfield. She's going to just crash on the shorter bowl. Carolyn Nelson, forehand draw. Plenty of room there. Just wants to realise that Kathleen Wilton's bowl out there is just short of jack high and get down on that hand. Fantastic line. Probably needed even up to a metre more weight. Be finishing behind with a metre. Cheryl Lindfield, she needs a fair bit more weight on hers. She's going to crash her own up. No real change to that head. Still a forehand draw available for Kaz Nelson. Just get a little bit out there. Really, you have Kathleen Wilton's bowl that's just short of jack high, out on that side, and you will get shot. You're just trying to draw inside that line. Done this pretty well. Kathleen wanting it to stop. Might have gone too far through to count. In fact, I'm sure it has. So Cheryl Lindfield. She's trying to backhand draw again. She wants to beat the green bowl out on its side. And just giving this too much of a push. Just a draw here for Kaz Nelson. She needs to miss that front Queensland bowl. And has, coming back brilliantly. Well bowled, Carolyn Nelson. Just going to keep the team in it to decide if that's 2 or 3. 1 agreed. 2 shots agreed. 8-16. 5 ends remain. Kathleen will place our mat. Roll the jack to get us started on end number 11. Just over 3/4 of an hour left in this time slot. So 5 ends to come. Should be able to get those in. Of course, remembering that you only need to start the last end before the expiration of time. Any end in progress when the expiration of time is sounded is completed, but no further ends commenced. Nice enough starter from Kathleen, and Louise is just going to go a little bit through. Very important for the Blues here to fight back this margin as much as they possibly can. Try to get back into a position where they could possibly win this game in the last few ends. Noting that the singles discipline is pretty much gone already. The pairs game was fairly tight. Nine, 6 up after 8. Now holding a couple. Backhand draw, just beat your own. Decent effort from Kathleen. It's just going to finish just on jack high. Sort of framed that jack up a little bit, so here's a bit of an invitation for Louise to play her forehand. Just a little bit of intent just over the draw. And, well, she's found the hole. Drag the jack back then would have been disastrous for New South Wales, but just found the gap. So 3 shots to New South Wales. Well, it's an interesting one here. Carolyn doesn't want to fill in the holes to make the rest shot easier, but you do feel that she probably needs to get a very close bowl to make sure of it. Oh, Carolyn won't be happy with that effort, falling in short. Pretty much a wasted effort, that. Cheryl gets another one behind, so Carolyn needs to at least finish past the jack. Whether she's trying to get a counter or cover, has to finish behind. Won't mind pushing Kathleen a little bit. Yep, that's okay. That'll be counting. That's 4. I was saying to Cheryl, well, you can have a crack to run this jack back to get a count, but if you miss, be prepared to be 5 down before you play your last bowl. Cheryl, she's responded with a very good effort. That'll cut it back to 2 shots, I think. I think Carolyn's got to change it over now. Yep, that bowl, you want it gone. So, nice, good, solid, positive draw. You're probably looking for a good yard on it. Push it through, but she's lining up the forehand, so she might just be going to draw another shot. Well, she's does not want the jack. Well, that's a good miss. Not a bad home. Cheryl Lindfield now. She's playing confident draw. Can make contact with the shot bowl or drag the jack. Oh, she's got a little bit of love, and I think that might have been good enough. Oh, we're going to need the tape. Well, she had a couple of chances on this shot. Little draw or sit or trail. Just under the line. Gets the feather off the short one, which just straightens her up. Just fell over. And without that fall over, she was definitely shot. The umpire coming in with calipers. Oh, one shot to Queensland. So 4 ends to go. Queensland lead by 9. Louise Hoskins. Her first bowl of end number 12. Kathleen Wilton going to ignore that bowl, follow it down. That's just a recognition that she's found that side of the green a bit easier to play. Just needs to go around that bowl and she'll be justified. Yep, that one's the shot. Very good starter for Kathleen Wilton. Louise has left her opening 2 bowls short. Kathleen needs to capitalise here, repeat the dose for this she had on her first. Try and just load this head up, give them a chance to score a decent count to try and hunt down an unlikely victory in the last few ends. Louise, I think she's made a good correction on this one. Yeah, she's going to pop in for a very good second shot. So Kathleen needs to just play what she did in her first bowl, not a second. On its way down. So I think she's just under the line, under the weight. So we'll be crossing over for the skips to play. Nothing behind the jack. New South Wales holding 1. Well, Cheryl Lindfield on her way down. She's 1 down. She's going to be ever so slightly behind, but a little bit wide. Carolyn Nelson, she'll want to add to this. Can't afford just to trail his jack round the corner. It would strengthen the position for the Blues. So, very confident draw shot. No real danger. Wants this to run out. Oh, good effort. Just going to pull up a fraction short. Well, a bit more of intent here from Cheryl. She wants to get in underneath her own. Well, good effort. Makes it hard for the Blues to score any more than a 1. Well, Carolyn, sticking with that backhand side, wants this to draw just around her own and down. Played a little bit too timidly. Line's not too bad, but here's a chance for Cheryl Lindfield just to play very similar to a previous, just a bit more aggressive. She could actually make 2 or 3 here. Bit of contact, push the New South Wales bowl out of the head. So just going to get the fade through. Nothing touched. Good home though. Not a lot going for Carolyn Nelson here. She only needs to draw. That's just going to hold wide on it. Be 1 shot to New South Wales. Three ends to go, 8 shots the difference, so tough ask for the Blues. They've got to score a number of multiples. Probably need 3, 3 and 2, or 3 threes to win the game. Can't lose any more ends. Now's the time, Kathleen. Need to step up, really nail this first bowl. Just not quite got that sweet combination of grass and weight in this match, Kathleen. Louise Hoskins has played pretty well, as has Cheryl Lindfield. That's why they're leading. There's another yard of weight, just a fraction more grass as Kathleen. Well, she's grabbed the jack, but it's kicked out sideways, so plenty of room here for Queenslanders to get the shot. Well, she's going to go sailing through. In fact, she's going to go right through to the ditch. So Kathleen holding. Chance to make it 3. You wouldn't expect all 3 of those to count by the completion of this end, though. That one will be the closest. There's still lots of room available here for Louise Hoskins. Corrected, but it'll be second shot. So lots of space available here. The Blues really do need a multiple. The draw for Queensland. Just get one close. Try and starve the Blues out of any chances to claw their way back over these last few ends. Oh, great ball from Carolyn Nelson. Cheryl Lindfield, she's got a lot of room to get second shot, but she's a couple down. Important not to really give any chance to Carolyn Nelson. You want to get a good second shot here. And that's going to pull up. That won't be it. Line is excellent. Just didn't quite get the speed required. So Carolyn Nelson, chance to try and draw in for 2 or 3. Well, misses that one. It's okay, and it will. That's all right. That one's going to count. It's at least 2, probably 3. I don't think the 4th one's in. I think it's too far away. Cheryl Lindfield. She's corrected her weight with this one. She's got plenty on this. It's just going to run through. I think it's back to 2. Good bowl. But chance for Carolyn Nelson to draw that 3rd shot. That's all she can do, really. Try and just put a little bit of pressure on Louise for her last bowl. Or sorry, Cheryl for her last bowl. Can Caroline draw another? She's got a slightly wider line than her second bowl. Wants this to come back to beat that one, and it has. Great bowl. Carolyn Nelson made 3. Cheryl Lindfield, 3 down. Would dearly love to draw one shot and pretty much put the icing on this game. But that looks quite a bit under the line required. It's just going to fade away, so it'll be 3 to New South Wales. Just to keep them in that hunt, they'll go into double figures. We're going to have a closer look. Nah, 3 shots it is. Now 5 the difference, 2 to play. The Blues still want 2 threes to claim victory, 3 and a 2 for a draw. A little rethink there, just go back a little, make it a little bit longer. I wonder if Carolyn Nelson thinks she's just spotted a little bit of a weakness, perhaps. Just a little opportunity to try and take an advantage on a slightly longer length. Kathleen Wilton, first bowl of our penultimate end. Well, it's not the perfect bowl, but it's not too bad at all. It's at least one that would have counted at the crossover last end. Well, Louise bowl looks like to have a better grass line. She's just going to pull up a fraction short, but yeah, that one is the shot at this point. Kathleen, it'd be nice to just nail this jack with this one, leave her skipper with a couple as they cross over. Doesn't look like it's going to get past that one, so yeah, just short. Good correction on the grass, but took a bit of weight off. Louise on the way down. Wants a couple of feet on a previous one, hasn't got it. Well, Kathleen, last bowl of the second last end. Kaz has given her a lovely wide indication of jack high. I'd say that means she really wants her to take a grass. Just trying to encourage her not to go that narrow line, and pretty good bowl here. Just going to run through, but a good home. That's the tee covered. Kaz is going to have to come up with a conversion here. If 5 behind, any count from the Queenslanders will mean that the Blues cannot win the game outright. Only 6 bowls available. Should Queensland score 1, that'll mean they'll have to get a full count to draw. They get 2. It's over in the terms that they can't win. They will keep playing for the overall margin. Carolyn Nelson, her first bowl of this second last end. ideally love to draw here. In a perfect world, you'd want to trail it back to Kathleen's bowls and make a 3. She's got the weight to do that, but a little bit of wide line. So Cheryl Lindfield looking to seal this match for her team. They're 5 in front, 1 to play after this. Can collect a multiple. They will definitely win the match. The game of the test anyway. Pretty close to being a counter. Yep, very well done. Carolyn Nelson needs more speed. Not a bad line. Ideally, though, Carolyn wants to come through here, pick up that jack across to there and make a 3. 3 bowls there, all count, all blues. Ideally, though, Queensland too, draw in behind to cover that up. They're not going to do that. They're going to fall just that bit short, so Carolyn can still play that trail shot. I don't think she can make 4 out of it, but there is a chance to get a 3 anywhere on that axis. Oh, she's not going to do that, so Queensland holding, well, the 1's the indication. Can make it 2 and put the game beyond doubt. Cheryl's playing a 4-hand. Wants to sneak around that pack, but no, it's changed hands, dropped short. Common thing to happen. So we'll have a look to confirm whether it's 1, 2, 3. 1 means it's impossible for the Blues to win. And 2 means it's impossible for Queensland to not win. Gonna tape on these bowls just to make sure. Our assistant will come in and do the measuring. So in the disability sphere, some of the players might not have the mobility required to be able to get down to measure all the time. It's just the 1 shot. So Queensland cannot be beaten on this rink now. So the Blues need a maximum for a draw. Very, very challenging to do that. So we do trust you've enjoyed our broadcast here on Bowls New South Wales YouTube of the Queensland New South Wales Parrot Test Series. Just a reminder, this is the first time we've ever conducted a interstate Parrot series between the Maroons and the Blues. So breaking new ground, so to speak. And we will continue to bring the action this afternoon when the second test gets underway. We're scheduled to start at 2:30 p.m. And we're back to the men's action for session 1 of Test 2. And if you're an Anthony Brown fan, good news for you. You get to see your favourite bowler from West Dubbo in action, partnered up with Ryan Wood, the former Central Coast player, now Cabramatta, and they're taking on Brett Sellers and the wonderful Damien Delgado. So we're bound to see some great bowls. In a very biased manner, I hope we get to see a Blues victory, but we should see a great game. That's from 2:30 p.m. this afternoon here live from Cabra Bowls. Don't forget to join us then. Like, follow, subscribe, get notifications, all that sort of thing. We'll be back on air at about 2:30 p.m. and then tomorrow we'll be live again at 8:45. Women's triples, 11:15 men's pairs, and 2:15 women's pairs. Slightly earlier start for the third session tomorrow for those who need to get away to get flights to go home. So Louise Hoskins, she's had a pretty good game. I reckon if she watches this game back, she'll be fairly pleased with the performance. Commentary curse, of course. Kathleen Wilton's opening 2 bowls on this end, a little bit short. You can expect the players probably just a little deflation here with the result pretty much all but decided. Draw the best result available for the Blues. The Queenslanders know that they just need to drop less than 6 to win the rink. They'll be aiming to win the end, of course. But, Magpie just wandering across our rink. Well, I think Queensland are just holding shot with that bowl there. This one would be New South Wales closest. Cheryl Lindfield, she's going to play the forehand draw. Just wants to get around the 2 bowls on the way in, one from each state. They really aren't in the draw. If you're underneath that, you're well and truly under the line. You probably want to pass those around about 30 centimetres off to the left. And they're probably half a metre or so short, so draw around those down to the jack. Probably a good time just to finish on a slightly positive note, either team, just to win the end. Try and get some momentum to go into that first game of the second test. New South Wales, very importantly, leading 13-9 after 12 ends in the other women's pairs rubber of this session. New South Wales, of course, win 1 of the 3 matches in this afternoon session, take out the first test after brilliant last end to claim a 4 to get a victory 13-12 in the women's pairs this morning. The Blues, 1.5 rink wins in the men's series. The triples, of course, a draw. So they need to claim, well, either team is looking for 2 rink wins to get some ascendancy. Queensland can claim 2 and drop 1. They'll actually end up 2.5 wins each. Blues can win one and draw one. They'll move to 2 wins and 2 draws, which would beat 2 wins if Queensland win the remaining. They'd have 1 win and 2 draws. So, very interesting battle coming up. But, we have just the 1 bowl left on our feature rink now. Then we'll bid you farewell once we've confirmed our final score. At the moment, I think it's Queensland just holding one with the green bowl, but not real certain there. They're all a fair distance off. Kaz, she's not going to change it with that one. It's just sailed through. So they're having a look. Well, that's one New South Wales shot taken out, and they're going to have a look at the front one. Indicated at 1, so 1 to the Blues to finish off. Final score 13-18. Keep an eye on our socials and the Bowls Link results portal for the final results. But we do look forward to your company again this afternoon. Don't forget, subscribe and follow for more from Bowls New South Wales. But until this afternoon at 2:30, it's goodbye for now.